This is Mary Ann, surviving my 80s, and I just wanted to give you a little update on my flour making that I'm using for my bread. And this is the loaf that I made, and this loaf has einkorn, it has kamut, and it has spelt. And just again, so I get them right, the spelt shines in magnesium, the kamut is high in selenium, the einkorn is high in lutein, which is for eye diseases, your heart, and all these grains are heart healthy. And next week I really will show you how I make my bread. I was going to do it today, but I just want to give you a tip. These ancient grains, these old grains, they're sort of like me. I'm an old lady. I need to take my rest. I need to be treated gently. Well, so do these grains. When you're making them, you need to give them a rest. And so when you put them together, let them rest. The first rest that I gave this bread was over 3 hours. I mean, they need to rest. And it got a second rest, not just a few minutes, but another rest. And when you go to knead it, treat it gentle. You just don't want to put all of your weight in there and really, shove it around. It doesn't like to be shoved and pushed. It likes to be treated gentle. So you can go ahead and start making them. Just remember those 2 tips. The ancient grains need a rest. They need to be treated gently. Now, I've got this old ancient cookbook. I mean, it is old. And wait just a minute. It talks about bread. And you can begin in the afternoon at 5 p.m. Plan for 6 loaves, somewhat larger than baker's loaves, whatever that was. And you take 2 little cakes of yeast, put them into a pint of tepid water, and when soft, beat in thoroughly enough flour to make a thick batter and put in a warm place. And you're going to let that set, how long? Anyway, it takes 12 hours to make this bread. That's all I know. So it took me a while to make my bread, but it's worth it. And it's not near as long as they did. And besides that, they really had to work hard at it. Another place it says work in flour no faster than is required to allow thorough kneading, which can be done in less than 45 minutes. Kneading for 45 minutes is a hard job. And they said, don't do it over an hour. An hour is too much. So 45 minutes was a good rule. And by the time it says if the yeast, by the time they got done, they had raised it 3 different times, but it says if the yeast is set at 5 p.m., the bread will be ready for dinner the next day. That's 24 hours, actually. That's not 12 hours. That's 24 hours. If in the morning, the baking will be done early in the evening with fair temperature and good yeast. And bread made this way will last, bread made this way will last a week. Anyway, that's the old cookbook. So next week I'll really be showing you how I made this bread. And I am still learning. So I am going to get better and better at it and learn more and more how to make this bread. And it's very nice and moist, and Tom has eaten a good share of it already. So Have a good day. Have a good slice of healthy bread. Be kind one to another.